Hey Em, how are you doing? Let's see, what is today? Today is the 18th of August, and it's 2018, and it's 7:19 p.m. right now. How are you doing, girl? So, let's see, what am I going to talk about next? I first started this whole series thinking, oh yeah, I just write down everything I needed to say, and so you're gonna have to bear with me as I make changes about how I make my presentations. I'm still working things out. I'm working out what I talk about and how I talk about it, and I'm working on things like the lighting and subject matter and the time of day, and I'm just working out a lot of things. So please bear with me while I figure this whole YouTube thing out. So today's Saturday, and let's see. You've just had a week's worth of school at Cabrillo High School. You're a freshman. Congratulations. I remember my freshman year quite vividly, and it was filled with lots of change and challenge and excitement. And really, the stories only got better as I went from freshman to sophomore year to junior year and to senior year. Yeah, really was a phenomenal time for me. I really enjoyed it. It was a big part of my life, and I still have a lot of friends from high school that I continue to see all the time on Facebook, and I interact with them. And if there was a high school reunion, I would definitely go. But it's been a number of years now. I graduated in 1989, and boy, the last high school reunion was like a 15-year high school reunion, and there hasn't been one since. So, if one were to begin or to start, I would definitely go. Though I'd be happy to see all my old friends. So I was thinking that, I was imagining that, school is starting for you. I was imagining how you might feel about it, and I would have a sense that you have a need for productivity right now. You just sat through a few days of classes, and maybe you're feeling it, the need to study and to learn. You might be feeling inspired. Your teachers might have lit some fire of passion about the subject they're teaching, and so your curiosity and interest levels might be really high right now. And I can imagine you taking time out to study dutifully and learn about your class subject matter. I know, in fact, for me, some of the best chapters in any textbook are the first few chapters. This is when they go over some of the more foundational subject matter, and sometimes it just blows me away, especially when it comes to science and math. There's so much new information out there. So yeah, you're probably interested in studying and getting productive, and boy, I totally encourage that. I've got my own classes coming up soon, and I'm looking forward to being just as inspired. Um, let's see. You're growing up, and I can imagine that you are really loving your community of friends in high school. You want to be around them all the time, I'm guessing, and you want to spend time with them, um, and you probably distancing yourself from, you know, people in your family. Maybe you're wanting to spend more time with your friends and less time with everyone else, and that's totally natural. I did that same kind of thing where I'd spend a lot of time in my room reading and thinking about my friends and the music that they were interested in, and all the other subjects like the fashion that they were curious about, learning about all the toys and puzzles that were popular at the time. And I can only imagine you're going through similar changes. And, this is a time for you to develop your autonomy. This is where you develop your freedom. You're cutting yourself away from your parents and other family members, and you're developing your own personality. It's congealing and developing. You're unfolding as you gradually mature day to day. You're wanting to make choices and decisions. And boy, this is exciting. This is an exciting time. Experiencing more freedom. Soon you'll be learning how to drive. I think in California you can get a learner's permit at age 15 and a half. So, you're almost there. You're probably about a year, well, you're just about a year and 3 or 4 months until you can get your learner's permit. That's exciting. Soon you'll be driving around in a car. You'll be able to go places by yourself. You won't have to ask for permission. Man, that freedom. It's got to be exhilarating. Really, truly exhilarating. You get more control over your life. You get to do what you want to do when you want to do it. Ah, how wonderful is that? And you don't have to be accountable to anyone. Really, no one at all. Well, you're still young yet. Still about 14 years old. And so you're accountable to people here and there. But I seem to recall you were strong and determined as you were growing up. And that is a part of your strength of personality that I really admire and that I continue to admire to this day. And am affected by it. So anyway, I just want to say that I recognize this need of yours for autonomy and to make your own choices and your decisions, and I support it. I want my daughter to be free like a wild horse. And run where she wants to run and how she wants to run. To me, it brings joy to my heart to know that you're growing up. You're becoming a young adult. You are a young adult. Striving to learn more about the world around you and developing the maturity and intellect to make those decisions. And it just does my heart proud. I just want to thank you for these good feelings that I'm feeling. I can feel you growing right around me in my heart. I can feel you growing, and I can also feel the tumult, the churning of the emotions and, all that flavor and fire. I can imagine you're just dynamite. You're a dynamite kid. And so, I'm enjoying this time along with you. I like to think of us as partners. And so anyway, I'm also in that willing to give you some space. That's right. The space that you need to develop and grow. Of course. So, I just noticed that I've got a light behind me, and I'm going to turn it off now. So check this out, because I'm still tweaking my lighting here. Hey Google, turn off living room lights.
Okay, turning 2 lights off.
Did you see that? I've got Google Home, the Google Voice Assistant, and it's great, by the way. I'm really loving it. I've used it to control my lights, so I can ask Google Home to turn on my lights too. Okay, Google, turn on living room lights.
Okay, turning 2 lights on.
That's pretty awesome, isn't it? I've also figured out another thing. Let me see. Can I show it to you? Where's my? Okay. I'm just asking myself, is it ready for prime time? Yeah, I think it might be. Okay, Google, turn off living room lights.
Sure, turning off 2 lights.
All right, now check this out. I just have to remember the command. Give me a minute. Okay, Google, play. Okay, Google, start Dance Tribe Simulation.
Okay, B. James Blunt by Robin Schultz. Here it is on YouTube.
Okay, Google, pause. Okay, that's not quite it. Here it is. Okay, Google, start Dance Tribe simulation.
Hi, Miguel.
What happened? It's not working. The music is here though. Okay, Google, stop music. Okay, Google, turn on disco light number 1. Oh,
Sorry, I can't help with that yet.
my disco lights are not turning on. Okay. Well, I'll get that working, and we can play with that a little bit next time. So, let's see. You know, one of the questions I had was at your school, in your classes. I wonder if you have friends that you know who are in your classes. You know, this is a time for you to, sort of build that circle of friends that you have and develop a community. I wonder if you have a sense of belonging in your high school, Cabrillo High School. Do you feel like this is your school? I'm curious too. Are you walking to the school, or are you taking the bus, or maybe your mom's taking you? I don't know how it works out. But I could imagine, you're eager to see your friends. That need of companionship, that need for connection. That's something that everyone has. All humans have that. That's how we grow. That's how we learn. We learn and grow through our partnerships and our relationships with other people. And now as a young person, I think in some ways, other kids are reaching out to you for support and maybe even a little guidance, and you might be reaching out to others for support and guidance. Those people in your circle of friends, and I could imagine just how valuable it is to have their input and the camaraderie of your classroom and friends. And I just want to say how beautiful that is, that idea of you communing with your friends every day at school, talking over breakfast or lunch and talking about your classes and teachers. I mean, that warms my heart too, to know that you're receiving that support. Now, I don't know if you are, but I assume that you are, developing your social skills, your ability to have friendships and develop those relationships. You're probably developing some emotional maturity, some emotional intelligence as you sort of work through your relationships. And man, I love that. That's one of the more important things about me and my own interest in developing those skills. I have a real strong interest in developing social skills and figuring out ways to sort of deepen the relationships in my circle of friends. You might notice that I send you a lot of photos of me with other people, and that's where I'm happiest. I think I'm happiest with others. I'm also quite happy by myself, so I'm happy both ways. There are lessons to learn either way. Anyway, I just have a few moments here, but I wanted to touch on something about school, and that is how, right now you're confronted with quite a lot of challenges, I imagine. The change of going to a new school, new subject matter, new teachers. There's probably a lot of things going on, and so that's probably occupying your mind quite substantially. All I ask, all I can say is that you view this as an adventure. You know, this is a glorious adventure, you know, where you'll get to enjoy the challenges that are before you, the intellectual challenges, the emotional challenges, the relational challenges. Um, oh man, it just doesn't get any better than this. This is really heady stuff. And I'm just so pleased that you've got the opportunity to experience it and learn from it. And man, I'm so proud of you. I don't know if I can convey that through the television screen. But as you can tell, the pride is just, I'm radiating pride for you, girl. Radiating pride in your love of learning. Radiating pride in your development of your intellectual skills. Radiating pride in, I don't know, you sort of, the unfolding as a human being, as my daughter. I love to see you getting stronger, getting more powerful, being empowered. I love it. I live for it. And I can tell you that my experience with you has been one of empowerment. Empowerment for me, and I hope empowerment for you too. Anyway, I'm going to wrap it up. And let it be known to the whole world, without qualification, that I love my daughter. You mean the world to me. And I'm there to support you and believe in you whenever you might need it. I love you, baby. Take care.